Okay, negative indices 2. So some example questions involving negative powers. Just in general, if you are doing these questions like this, the answers will be in positive powers. So using the rules that we had above, we're going to try and express these as positive powers. So x to the power of negative 3, I think that's actually the one I did in the example. Okay, so flip it over, take the reciprocal, so 1 over x to the power of positive 3. Okay, so make it 1 over the positive version of that pronumeral. Now, it gets a little trickier from here. Okay, so you might have a mixture of negative and positive powers. Okay, so when you're doing these, only the number that has a negative power gets flipped. Okay, and so these other two numbers, so 3 is actually 3 to the power of positive 1. Okay, it's not a negative power. X to the power of negative 4 is negative, obviously, and y to the power of 2 is also positive as well. Okay, so when we do our flip, we only flip the negative number, index number. Okay, so you can rewrite this like this. So 3 to the power of 1 is just 3 times 1 over x to the power of positive 4 times y2. Okay, now I'm showing you the long form, so extra steps here. When you get really good at these, you will be skipping these steps and you'll just be flipping them onto the bottom, but I just wanted to show you the long form just to see what we're doing. Okay, so if you were to multiply this out, you multiply top, top, bottom, and bottom, and what you'll get is 3 times 1 times y squared is 3y squared. Okay, all the tops times together, and then all the bottoms times together. So 1 times x4 times 1 is x4. Okay, so that's it. That's as simple as it gets. Now this one here has got a negative index number on the bottom here. So if you remember correctly, if we had a negative index on the bottom, it gets flipped up to the top. So a way we can write this is 3 times 1 over a to the power of negative 2. Okay, so I've just split it up into a number and a fraction with an index number in it. Okay, so that might help us because this part here will flip up to the top. So if you flip that, you're going to get 3 times a to the power of positive 2, okay, which is just 3a2 or a squared. Okay, so now this one here doesn't have any obvious negative powers in it, but what's going to happen when you expand it, I'll show you, and simplify it, you will end up with a negative power, okay, which is what often happens with these. Okay, so let's get rid of the to the power of 2, the brackets. So using our fraction index law, we can expand all these. This power belongs to all those numbers in the brackets, so it's going to be 4 to the power of 2. A3 to the power of 2 is a 6 over a 10. Okay, now let's expand that again. 4 to the power of 2 is 16. Now a6 divided by a 10. Okay, so if you remember correctly, if we're dividing numbers with the same base, we take away the powers. Now 6 take away 10 is actually negative 4. So what we get is we get this here. Okay, so 16a to the power of negative 4. All right, oops. Okay, so we've got our negative power. We can write this like this. Okay, now what you should be able to see is this one flips over and you get a to the power of 1 over a to the power of positive 4. So 16 over a4. Okay, so that's as simple as it gets, I think. That's probably about it. Have a go at a few of those questions there. Thanks for watching.